TikTok knows what you want before you know you want it. YouTube built an empire on giving you control. Now these two platforms are fighting for something more valuable than money, your attention. And one of them is literally rewiring your brain. Every day, billions of people around the world wake up and immediately check their phones. What do they open? For many, it's TikTok or YouTube. These two apps have become the most powerful forces in media, entertainment, and culture. But they represent completely opposite philosophies about how content should work. YouTube says you should choose what you watch. You search for videos, subscribe to creators, and decide how long to spend. TikTok says forget all that. Just open the app and we'll show you an endless stream of videos you didn't know you wanted but can't stop watching. YouTube has creators who build channels over years, make long videos, and develop loyal audiences. TikTok has anyone with a phone making 15-second clips that can go viral overnight. YouTube is based in California, built by Americans, and represents Western internet culture. TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company, and represents a fundamentally different approach to technology and media. One platform gives you 10-minute videos where creators explain, teach, and tell stories. The other hits you with rapid-fire content designed to hijack your dopamine system. Both are worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Both have over 2 billion users, and both are locked in a war where the prize isn't just market share or advertising revenue. The prize is control over human attention, which means control over culture, politics, and what billions of people think about. In this video, we're going to break down how these platforms work, why they're so addictive, how they're changing human behavior, and what this battle means for the future of media and maybe even civilization itself. Let's start with YouTube because they got here first. YouTube was founded in 2005 by 3 former PayPal employees, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jad Karim. The first video ever uploaded was Karim at the San Diego Zoo saying "all right." So here we are in front of the elephants. It was 18 seconds long and incredibly boring, but the concept was revolutionary. Anyone could upload video content to the internet and share it with the world. Before YouTube, video online was difficult. You needed technical knowledge, hosting space, and bandwidth. YouTube made it simple: upload, share, done. In the first year, YouTube was getting 100 million video views per day. By 2006, they were the fastest growing website on the internet. Google saw the potential and bought YouTube for $1.65 billion in 2006. At the time, people thought Google had overpaid for a company that was just hosting videos of cats and pranks. Today, YouTube is worth over $400 billion. Google looks like geniuses. YouTube's model was based on user choice. You went to YouTube looking for something: a music video, a tutorial, a funny clip, news, whatever. You searched or browsed, clicked what you wanted, and watched. If you liked a creator, you subscribed to their channel so you could see their future content. YouTube gave creators tools to build audiences. They could monetize through ads, with YouTube taking a cut of the revenue. This created a creator economy where people could make a living making videos. Over the years, YouTube evolved. Videos got longer, production quality improved. Professional creators emerged who treated YouTube like a real job. They invested in cameras, lighting, editing software, and learned how to make content that people wanted to watch. Genres developed: gaming videos, beauty tutorials, tech reviews, educational content, vlogs, commentary, comedy sketches. YouTube became the world's second largest search engine after Google itself. People search YouTube for how-to videos more than any other platform. YouTube's algorithm evolved to recommend content based on what you watched. The homepage became personalized, showing videos YouTube thought you'd like based on your history. This recommendation system became incredibly powerful. Most views on YouTube now come from recommendations, not searches or subscriptions. YouTube learned that keeping people on the platform longer meant more ad views, so the algorithm optimized for watch time. Videos that kept people watching got promoted. This had consequences we'll get to later. By the 2010s, YouTube was dominant. If you wanted to make it as a video creator, YouTube was the only game in town. Creators built empires. PewDiePie became the most subscribed channel with over 100 million subscribers. MrBeast revolutionized YouTube with expensive, elaborate videos that got hundreds of millions of views. Educational channels like Kyrgyzstan and Veritasium made complex topics accessible. YouTube wasn't just entertainment, it was education, news, culture, and community. But YouTube had problems. The algorithms sometimes promoted controversial or extreme content because it generated engagement. Creators felt the platform didn't support them enough and changed rules unpredictably. Advertisers worried about their ads appearing next to inappropriate content. YouTube struggled with moderation at scale, trying to remove harmful content from billions of hours of video uploaded every day. And YouTube was vulnerable to competition because attention is a zero-sum game. Every minute someone spends on another app is a minute not spent on YouTube. Enter TikTok. TikTok's origin story is different. It comes from ByteDance, a Chinese tech company founded in 2012 by Zhang Yiming. ByteDance's first major product was Tudiao, a news aggregation app that used AI to personalize content. The algorithm was scary good at predicting what users wanted to see. ByteDance took this algorithm and applied it to short videos. In 2016, ByteDance launched Douyin in China, a short video app where users could create 15-second clips set to music. It exploded in popularity. In 2017, ByteDance launched the international version called TikTok. Then in 2018, they bought Musical, Lie, an app popular with American teenagers, and merged it with TikTok. Suddenly, TikTok had a huge user base in the US and around the world. TikTok's design was fundamentally different from YouTube. When you opened the app, you didn't see a homepage with videos to choose from. You were immediately thrown into a vertical feed of videos that played automatically one after another. No searching, no choosing, no control, just content flowing at you. Videos were short, usually 15 to 60 seconds, fast cuts, music, effects, trends. It was designed for maximum stimulation with minimum effort. The genius of TikTok was the algorithm. It didn't care who you followed or what you searched for because you didn't search. It cared about what you watched. If you watched a video all the way through, that was a signal. If you liked it, commented, or shared it, stronger signals. If you scrolled past quickly, negative signal. TikTok's algorithm used these signals to build a profile of your interests with incredible precision. The result was an experience that felt like the app was reading your mind. You'd open TikTok, planning to watch for 5 minutes, and suddenly an hour had passed. Video after video perfectly tailored to your interests. Things you didn't know you were interested in until TikTok showed you. Funny animals, cooking hacks, political commentary, dance challenges, conspiracy theories, life advice, whatever combination of content your brain craved, TikTok called. The main feed, the For You page or FYP. The name was intentional. These videos were for you specifically, chosen by an algorithm that understood you better than you understood yourself. This was different from YouTube, where recommendations were based on what you'd explicitly watched. TikTok made assumptions based on tiny behavioral signals. How long you paused on a video, whether you watched it once or multiple times, whether you scrolled back up to watch again. The content creation side was also different. On YouTube, making good content required time, equipment, and skill. On TikTok, you could film a 15-second video on your phone with built-in effects and music in minutes. The barrier to entry was incredibly low. Anyone could be a creator. And because the algorithm didn't care about follower counts, a video from someone with 0 followers could go viral if the content was good. This democratization of virality was powerful. People who would never start a YouTube channel because it seemed difficult were making. TikToks, teenagers, grandparents, everyone was creating. TikTok became a platform where trends moved at lightning speed. A dance challenge could spread to millions within hours. A soundbite from a TV show could become a meme overnight. Culture was moving faster than ever. TikTok grew explosively. By 2020, it had 800 million active users. By 2021, over a billion. By 2023, over 2 billion. It became the most downloaded app in the world. People were spending an average of 95 minutes per day on TikTok. That's more than Instagram, more than Facebook, and competitive with YouTube. For users under 25, TikTok was often winning the attention war. YouTube noticed and panicked. TikTok was stealing their audience, especially young users who were the future. YouTube's response was YouTube Shorts. Vertical short-form videos launched in 2020. It was a direct copy of TikTok's format. YouTube could leverage their existing creator base and massive infrastructure. Shorts grew quickly because YouTube promoted them heavily, and creators wanted to reach audiences on both platforms. But Shorts revealed something important. YouTube didn't really understand what made TikTok work. Shorts was technically similar, but culturally different. TikTok had a specific vibe, trends, and creator culture. YouTube Shorts felt like YouTube trying to be TikTok. Many creators made Shorts because YouTube pushed them to, not because they wanted to. And YouTube struggled with monetization. Long videos generated ad revenue. Shorts were the short for traditional ads. YouTube tried various monetization schemes, but Shorts creators made far less than long-form creators. Meanwhile, TikTok started moving in YouTube's direction. They increased the maximum video length, first to 3 minutes, then 5, then 10, and eventually up to an hour. TikTok realized that longer videos meant more time on the platform and more ad opportunities. But extending video length changed what TikTok was. The platform was built for short, snackable content. Longer videos didn't fit the scroll and consume model as well. This is where the philosophical difference becomes clear. YouTube's core belief is that people want to choose what they consume. You have agency. You search, browse, subscribe, and decide. YouTube's job is to help you find what you're looking for and recommend related content. It's a pull model. You pull content you want. TikTok's core belief is that people don't know what they want until you show them. Your job isn't to search or choose. Your job is to consume what the algorithm serves. It's a push model. TikTok pushes content at you based on what it predicts you'll engage with. Control is an illusion. The algorithm is in charge. These models produce different psychology. YouTube makes you feel active. You're choosing what to watch. If you waste time, it's your fault. TikTok makes you feel passive. You're just scrolling. The app keeps showing you content. It's harder to stop because you never made an active choice to start watching anything. You're just in the flow. Research shows TikTok is more addictive than YouTube for this reason. YouTube addiction exists, especially with autoplay creating endless video chains. But TikTok's design is more insidious. The infinite scroll, the short videos that don't feel like a commitment, the algorithm that gets better the more you use it. TikTok hijacks your dopamine system more effectively than almost any other app. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter associated with reward and motivation. Your brain releases dopamine when you anticipate and receive rewards. TikTok is a dopamine delivery system. Each video is a potential reward. Most are pretty good, some are amazing. You never know which one will be incredible, so you keep scrolling. This is variable reward scheduling, the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. You keep pulling the lever, or in this case scrolling, because the next one might be the jackpot. YouTube can be addictive too, but in a different way. You're choosing videos that are longer and require more attention. You're getting invested in creators and their stories. It's more like binge watching a TV series. You can't stop because you're engaged with the content. TikTok is more like eating potato chips. Each one is small, tasty, and leaves you wanting one more. Before you know it, you've consumed way more than you intended. This addiction has real consequences. Studies show that heavy TikTok use correlates with shorter attention spans, especially in young people. If your brain gets used to 15-second bursts of stimulation, sitting through a 10-minute video or reading a long article becomes difficult. Teachers report that students struggle to focus on lessons, attention spans are shrinking. There's also the issue of what content the algorithms promote. Both platforms claim to show you what you want, but the algorithms optimize for engagement, not for what's good for you. Content that triggers strong emotions, outrage, fear, excitement, gets more engagement. So, algorithms promote it. This creates filter bubbles where you're shown increasingly extreme content. That confirms your existing beliefs. On YouTube, this led to problems where people watching political content got recommended increasingly radical videos. Someone watching a video about politics might get recommended conspiracy theories because people who watch the first video engage with conspiracy content. YouTube has tried to fix this by adjusting their algorithm to promote authoritative sources for news and reduce borderline content. But the fundamental tension remains. Engagement drives revenue. Extreme content drives engagement. TikTok has similar issues. The algorithm can trap you in rabbit holes. If you watch a few videos about a particular political ideology, diet trend, or conspiracy theory, suddenly your entire feed is about that topic. This creates echo chambers where your worldview is constantly reinforced and never challenged. For young people whose worldviews are still forming, this is particularly dangerous. There's also content moderation. YouTube has policies against hate speech, misinformation, and harmful content. Enforcement is imperfect with billions of hours of content, but they try. TikTok's moderation has been controversial. Reports suggest Biden censors content that's critical of the Chinese government. Videos about Tiananmen Square, Tibetan independence, or Hong Kong protests have been suppressed. TikTok denies this, but given Biden's headquarters in Beijing and China's strict internet controls, skepticism is reasonable. The geopolitical angle is huge. TikTok is the first Chinese app to achieve massive success in Western markets. This worries US politicians and security experts. They fear that TikTok could be used for surveillance, collecting data on millions of Americans and sharing it with the Chinese government. They worry about propaganda and influence operations, using the algorithm to shape what Americans see and think. In 2020, the Trump administration tried to ban TikTok, claiming it was a national security threat. The Biden administration continued pressure, requiring Biden to either sell TikTok's US operations to an American company or face a ban. As of 2024, this issue remains unresolved with legal battles ongoing. TikTok argues they store US user data in the US and that the Chinese government has no access. Critics say Biden is still subject to Chinese law, which requires companies to cooperate with intelligence agencies. YouTube doesn't face these concerns because they're American-owned, but they face different scrutiny. The US and European governments have investigated YouTube for antitrust issues, child safety problems, and algorithm transparency. YouTube's dominance in online video makes them a target for regulation. The battle between TikTok and YouTube is also a battle between different monetization models. YouTube's model is mature. Creators make money from ads, channel memberships, super chat during live streams, and merchandise. Top creators make millions. The system rewards consistency, quality, and building a loyal audience. If you can get people to watch your videos regularly and keep them on the platform, YouTube shares its revenue with you. TikTok's monetization is messier. Initially, there was no direct way for creators to make money. TikTok launched the Creator Fund to pay viral creators, but payments were tiny compared to YouTube. Many TikTok creators make money indirectly through brand deals, selling products, or driving traffic to other platforms. TikTok is experimenting with longer ads and feed ads and other revenue models, but they haven't figured out how to make creators as much money as YouTube does. This matters because creators go where they can make a living. Many TikTok stores have tried to transition to YouTube where the money is better, but they're short. Fast-paced content doesn't always translate. YouTube audiences expect different production values and content depth. Similarly, YouTube creators who try TikTok often struggle because the culture and format are so different. Some creators master both platforms. They make long-form content for YouTube and short clips for TikTok, often repurposing content across platforms. This maximizes reach and revenue, but it's extra work. Many creators choose to focus on one platform where they're strongest. The platforms are also competing for different types of content. YouTube dominates long-form content like podcasts, tutorials, documentaries, and in-depth analysis. TikTok owns trends, challenges, memes, and quick entertainment. YouTube is where you go to learn or be thoroughly entertained. TikTok is where you go to kill time and zone out. Interestingly, both platforms are becoming search engines in their own right. YouTube has long been the place to search for how-to videos and product reviews. Now TikTok is becoming a search engine for Gen Z. Young people search TikTok for restaurant recommendations, travel tips, and product reviews, trusting other users more than traditional search results or websites. This threatens Google's search dominance, which is ironic since Google owns YouTube. The competition has also changed television and streaming. Netflix, Disney+, and HBO are competing with YouTube and TikTok for attention. Why pay for Netflix when you can watch endless free content on TikTok? Streaming services have responded by making shorter content and adding vertical video features. Everyone is chasing the same eyeballs. Here's what's really at stake. Human attention is finite. We have maybe 16 waking hours per day. Every minute spent on TikTok or YouTube is a minute not spent reading, talking to people, being in nature, or thinking deeply. These platforms aren't just competing with each other. They're competing with everything else you could do with your life, and they're winning. The average person spends over 7 hours per day on screens. A huge portion of that is social media and video platforms. We're living more of our lives through these apps than through direct experience. This has consequences for mental health, relationships, society, and democracy. Both platforms shape culture in profound ways. Trends that start on TikTok spread globally within hours. Music careers are made or broken by TikTok virality. Political movements organize on these platforms. Misinformation spreads faster than truth. The algorithms that decide what billions of people see have more influence over public opinion than newspapers, television, or even governments. Neither company is transparent about how their algorithms work. Both make decisions that affect what information reaches people. But those decisions happen in corporate boardrooms with no public accountability. YouTube and TikTok have become essential infrastructure for communication and culture, but they're private companies optimizing for profit. The battle between TikTok and YouTube is really a battle over what kind of internet we want. Do we want a pull model where users have agency and make choices? Or a push model where algorithms decide what we consume? Do we want platforms that encourage depth and learning, or platforms optimized for maximum stimulation and addiction? Do we want American companies controlling our media? Chinese companies? Does it matter? There's no clear answer, but the direction is concerning. Both platforms are becoming more algorithmic, more addictive, and more powerful. YouTube is adding more shorts and algorithm-driven recommendations. TikTok is adding longer videos and trying to keep people on the platform even longer. Neither is trying to reduce addiction or give users more control. The competitive dynamic pushes both toward maximizing engagement, regardless of consequences. So who's winning the battle for human attention? It depends on your metrics. YouTube still has more total watch time, especially on desktops and TVs. TikTok dominates mobile, especially among young users. YouTube makes more money. TikTok is growing faster. YouTube has deeper creator relationships. TikTok has more viral cultural moments, but focusing on winners and losers misses the real story. The battle between TikTok and YouTube represents a fundamental shift in how humans consume information and entertainment. We're moving from active consumption, where we choose what to watch, to passive consumption, where algorithms choose for us. We're moving from long-form content that requires attention to short-form content designed for distraction. We're moving from creator-driven media to algorithm-driven media. This has implications beyond entertainment. If people can't focus for more than 15 seconds, how do they engage with complex ideas? If algorithms shape what everyone sees, who controls the algorithms controls culture? If we're addicted to apps designed to maximize engagement, what does it do to our agency and well-being? Both YouTube and TikTok have created amazing things. YouTube has democratized video creation and made information accessible. People have learned skills, been entertained, and connected with communities through YouTube. TikTok has given voice to people who wouldn't have had platforms otherwise and created art and joy. These platforms aren't purely evil, but they're also not purely good. They're tools built by companies optimizing for growth and profit. The side effects: addiction, shorter attention spans, echo chambers, mental health impacts are real but not the focus. The platforms make changes when forced by regulators or public pressure, but their default is to maximize engagement. The TikTok versus YouTube battle is ultimately about competing visions of the internet and human attention. It's East versus West in corporate culture. It's short versus long in content format. It's algorithm versus choice in user experience. And it's happening in real time, reshaping billions of lives as both platforms evolve and compete. The question isn't just which platform you prefer or which will dominate the market. The question is what kind of relationship we want with technology. Do we want to be users who choose how we spend our time? Or do we want to be consumers fed an endless stream of content designed to keep us engaged? Do we want platforms that enhance our lives and capabilities, or platforms that exploit our psychological vulnerabilities for profit? Right now, TikTok and YouTube are both moving toward the latter. More algorithmic, more addictive, more controlling. The battle for human attention is being won by the platforms, not by humans. We keep scrolling, keep watching, keep giving them our time, and they keep optimizing to take more. Maybe the real winner isn't TikTok or YouTube. Maybe it's the idea that human attention should be captured, measured, and monetized at all. Both platforms have mastered this game, and we're all losing our time, our focus, and potentially our minds to companies that have figured out how to control them.